Hi, my name is Roberto, and today I will be talking about my participation in the Tech Week of the Art of Emotion, as well as reflecting my personal experience on it. First off, the first day we learn about the different codes that are used by humans to transmit a message, an idea, or whatever, and that are used in art constantly. The basic ones are visual code, written code, audio eligible code, and we also have linguistic and gestual code. There are more that are like a mixture, but these are the most simple ones. Then moving on, we have the next day we went to Marco and we saw two expositions by two authors, by Miguel Calderon and Pedro Reyes. But one we started off with Curriculum Vitale, and this one talked about Mexico, a critic about it, how he saw Mexico in the 90s, and it was an open debate for him to show different things about it, such as the carpet, which is Curriculum Vitae, or how he saw like the tequila shots. He basically interpreted Mexico of the 90s in how he saw it when he was young. And then we have Pedro Reyes, who had a different focus from him, which was more like towards how we as a humans have take care of the environment by the UN section, the United Nations sections he made, or how we humans tend to give a concept to certain things like the voodoo. Instead of voodoo, he used voodoo, which voodoo is meaning using a puppet and using it to make a bad thing to someone. Instead of that, something like voodoo, which would be the opposite of it, which would be use a puppet but do the good to it. During this, I learned a lot about the concept art, about the how it is related to giving us humans the importance of art to use a concept but change it depending on it. And it's one of the most things I learned is because of the mark and all these art they do. Then moving on, the next day we had these three tours, which was a tour around the tech, and they have like murals, they have like things done by hand, by either paintings or photos, as well as painting things or other things like the space of reflection they have. And in that I learned a lot about how it is important for a university to take, like, for example, James Turrell, an important artist, and make them do a observatory where you can see the sun, and the sun makes art inside that observatory. So when it's going up, it lights up all inside it, and there's a visual experience that it's unique, and the visual experience won't be repeated since different stations, the sun is in different positions, so it's really nice. And we also saw others like the one from Karin Mertz, which is a mural that represents Monterey, and it actually the piece is called Monterey. So she portrays by her drawings, cartoonish drawings, or Brooklyn type, which is inspired. She uses that and she starts portraying Monterey by drawing certain things that reminds her of that. So it's really interesting since that tells us as a society how we are viewed, and I really like it a lot. Then basically this is what wraps it up and makes me learn a lot about it. And then we also made a personal investigation about a topic we learned and why we consider it art. I used One Piece since it's one of my favorite animes, but also because all the geopolitical things the author talks about, and he usually pushes a lot this type of thing, which is use things from our world to represent it and push them for people to realize like what's happening, what has happened through our history. And that's one of the main things I made that research, is because he likes to use history of the world combined with what it's happening right now in order to create problematics that are fictional but that they are not far from reality. But basically my learnings were a lot. Reflecting on it, I learned a lot about the visual codes and all the codes and how they are fine out in that, but also how to interpret art and what it's the importance of concept art, the new type of things, which is you give a certain object, a pen, a a value or a concept, but it's changed once it's put into a different environment and people interpret it in different things. That's one of the most important things I end up learning.